Hi everyone, from me, Brent Graham of Good for the Game. Of course, Thursday night, 9 o'clock time for the handicap rugby chat that matters. We've got United Rugby Championship Round 11 to chat about. We'll also touch a little bit on the Six Nations. I got a message from the Admiral just beforehand with some of his long-term bets. We'll cover those towards the end of the show. But let's welcome for the first time this year. Of course, it's only the second show of the year, so it's not like we've neglected him. It's the Oracle. Gavin, welcome back, man. Hope you had a relaxing December and are ready to fire in the new year.
I did. Thanks very much, Brent. Hello to everyone and compliments of the season. I think we're allowed to still say that on the 29th
I think
of
in
January.
You can still get away with it. In January, you still get away with it. Are you, Fareed?
Yeah, so my holiday started on the 6th of December, 5th of December actually, when the first of about 7 groups of people coming down to Cape Town. Some stayed with me, some didn't, but we got together. And last week was my 55th birthday, which I like to call the RA birthday for those people involved in retirement annuities.
Oh, you can draw your cash.
It's a big day. You can draw your tax-free cash. So
Yes.
it's not like the government at the moment is saying, you're going to pay a bit of tax on it. You're paying nothing. So you're getting some free money, which I've done, and I've put half of it into gold, which we'll talk about in a second, and the other half I put into my business. So yes, gold. I think a year ago I said we'll get to 3,000. A few months ago I said we'd get to 5,000, and we are heading towards 6,000, and possibly 10,000 is on the horizon quite soon. Again, I'll say it before Brent does. This is not a financial advice website, but if you can read between the lines, gold's the right place to be, because Trumpy Bumpy, as much as I like him, he's heading to dictatorship, and he's pushing the boundaries and testing the world, and everyone's saying, well, gold sounds good. So, yeah, I'm with them. Gold sounds good. Simple as that. I've enjoyed the cricket. Sorry, Brent, I'll say a couple more things. I didn't get the final right in the T20, SA T20. I went for Pretoria. They had a decent price starting the game. That Sunrisers team, and I mean, I'm watching De Kock at the moment. I think he's just got 100 yards. He's just got 100. Might be a few seconds behind some of you. I'm on streaming. But this guy's been amazing. I'm so happy he's come back. And I think we've got a real chance in this T20 World Cup. And we can go further and discuss how Bangladesh have been replaced for Scotland. There's a lot of hypocrisy. And I mean, we can talk about that all night. But let's talk rugby. Let's stop. I can carry on all night.
Right, well, let's start with, we got 2 games. I think it's 2 games on Friday night. I must say it's been a heavy week at work for me, so I haven't had too hard a look. And I must say I've been monitoring the prices. Not a lot of movement, although this one has moved following team selection. We got the Glasgow Warriors minus 4.5 against Munster. Now, Gavin, I know you're not a massive team news kind of guy, but of course the big thing about the European teams is that Six Nations starts next week, which means
yes,
obviously some of the sides are missing more Six Nations players than others. And here we got Glasgow Warriors at home, minus 4.5. They are, of course, top of the table now after the Stormers lost. What do you make of this one? Is the money for Glasgow Warriors well placed?
No, I'm going to tell you straight out, I'm not following the games that don't involve South African teams, Brent. I have no idea here. I haven't looked at it. In fact, in the last 2 months, I've not touched a game that hasn't involved a South African team, and I've done quite well with them. Yeah, better than I expected actually, but these games I don't know. I just don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask.
Well, fair enough. So it means, and I'm kind of, well, we'll see. There might be some comment in the live chat. It's going to be one of those shows. It's a tough old week. I mean, I didn't even try handicapping the European games like I normally do. I just handicapped the 2 South African derbies because, the reality is that there are players there that I've, never heard of and may never hear of again in some of the sides. But Fareed saying he likes Munster, Glasgow heavily depleted. Let's have a look. I've got a points line in this next game. It was the only one I found a points line on. Bennett and Treviso, they have minus 13.5 from minus 10.5 against the Scarlets. 43.5 points. And look, personally in this game, I am obviously a bit wary of whether but I'm possibly looking at a points overs play here for a Friday night interest, but nothing serious. Gavin, I'm assuming this game fits into the same category. I don't see a South African name there.
No. So with these Italian teams, I'm likely to go for them, but honestly, I'm not going to have a bet on this game. So me telling anybody I'm going to do something here is just lying. Yeah, I won't get involved. I won't get involved in this game at all.
Right. Well, the next game I know that you are going to get involved with the Lions.
100%. Wrong favorite by a country mile.
Well, put it this way, that may be the case. This is exactly where I handicapped the game. This is where I thought the bookies would come. I think it was +4.5. It's moved to +5.5 Lions against the Bulls. The Bulls, of course, have hit a bit of form, but the Lions also not playing bad rugby themselves. So you reckon they got the wrong favourite here in Johannesburg, Gav?
In 30 seconds, I would like you to tell me what form they've hit, because they won one game overseas. No. This team was, yes, they came bitterly close to beating the Stormers, which I took a -20, -25, -30. I've told many people. I lost properly on that game. I mean, Profits had won over 2-3 weeks before that. I went large on that game, and I lost. And when the Stormers played the Sharks a couple of weeks ago, or last week, I think it was last week, I also went for the Stormers. And that was silly because, yes, they're unbeaten. And yes, their paper team looks like it should win comfortably. I made a big mistake. When they play local teams, they don't play as well. And the Lions were the only team to push them close. When I say close, I mean, yes, the Bulls were in that game, but they were never going to win. Lions looked like they could have won. Sharks were never winning the game. I'm telling you now, the Lions will win this game by a double digit. This is a 15-point mistake here. This is way off. The Lions have come off 2 draws, and I'd like to say I walked into a Franschhoek pub on my weekend, last weekend, and I had my Lions shirt on, and I always said to people, you wear a Lions shirt, you get confrontation or conversation. You don't know what you're getting when you walk into a South African pub, especially if it's not in Joburg or Gauteng. So I got some confrontation with a guy with a Western Province, a Sharks cap. He was pretty pissed off with me when I said Western Province, Stormers are going to beat the Sharks, and he went, as they say in the Cape, lekker gesyp pretty quickly. This guy got drunk very quickly, and he was all over me. And I thought to myself, maybe I changed my shirt, but I didn't. I think the Lions are, the Lions are the opposite to the All Blacks. The All Blacks were always overpriced. If they were -17, they were quoted as -20. Lions are +5, they should be +8. But in this case, they've got it wrong. Lions beat the Bulls at home a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago. I can't remember when it was. There was a -10 handicap, I think, or maybe -12, and I happily took the Lions, and I took them on the board. And yes, it's a bit of patriotism here, but I'm sorry. The Bulls have done absolutely nothing for me in the last few weeks. I've lost on the Bulls. I backed them in. I didn't back them in the game last week where they came back, and that's probably why they minus here, because they came back from quite a big deficit. But I'm sorry, I got no interest in this Bulls team. Lions will win this game, and they'll win it by double digits. And this is my best bet of the weekend. Wrong favorites. 5.5, you're probably getting 16. If you're lucky, 18-10. That's huge value for a team that has not been smashed and not been beaten recently. They're on the ball. They're looking good. This is my Lions team of 2016 to 2018. I like them. They're performing well. I'm happy to put my hard-earned money behind them, and I will.
And you can get 19-10 there. I just see at Bet Exchange, so you can get.
I'm going to say, Brent. I'm going to say, wait till 2 hours before the game starts. You'll probably get 2-1, or even better. Don't be a rusher here. Let the Bulls money come, and it probably will come because they did well last week, and people think it's Listen, there's more Bulls supporters than Lions supporters. I'm a minority. I understand that. I go into shopping centers. I go to beaches. There's far more Bulls shirts, Stormers shirts than there are Lions shirts. So I understand I'm a minority. I'm okay with that. I'm happy.
Yeah, I must say, look, I hear
clock.
you. I do think the Bulls have. I mean, they have won 2 games in a row because, of course, they won in the Champions Cup the week before in France as well, where they were. Well, I was on them that I was on them.
They were losing.
Yeah, I was on them at 4-1 last week against Edinburgh. Unfortunately, Edinburgh, I win for them. In fact, I'm just looking at last week's result because of all the bad weather and that about. I correctly called in the blog. I said they're going to be close games this weekend. The biggest winning margin was 11. But somehow I found a way. I took a lot of 1 to 12 bets, but I doubled here and I trebled here. And I found a way to still lose on the weekend. I just caught all my combinations wrong. So that was a bit of a pity. I must say, I'm not that confident in the lines. In fact, I probably will be having a look at points. We've had a little bit of rain in Joburg, but conditions should be really good for this one. And I'll wait and see what the points line is. I see this being a close game now. I see this potentially being either team by 7 or less or something like that. I think it could be pretty tight. Fareed saying Bulls have sorted out their defense. And Fareed, yes, I do get the feeling that the Bulls have turned a bit of a corner. I'm not sure Oracle's on that page at the moment.
No.
But,
Fareed's either on crack or fentanyl. I don't know. Maybe a minor dose, but he's on something.
Right. Next game. Well, this game I also have absolutely no opinion on. Zebre plus 6.5 against Connacht. I mean, this is this is.
Sorry, I just want to say one thing, Brent. Sorry, before we started talking, I said I wasn't interested in the games, and that's technically wrong because as the weekend gets on, I sit in front of the TV and I see the game and I go, "What do I like here?" Now, I think the right thing to say is De Kock got 115 and he's out now. He's only out on my screen now, so you might have seen it 4 minutes ago. I don't know. Anyway,
and I'm not watching, but I took it as race over.
Yeah, the 189 for 2 after 14.3. They're cruising. There's no price available. Anyway, where I'm going with this is on Thursday night and on Wednesday afternoon and Tuesday evening when I see the handicaps, I look at them and I go, am I having a bet? I don't know, maybe not. But I'll be honest with you, come Saturday lunchtime, got some food lovers biltong, couple of beers, jumped in the pool. My wife's reading a book and watching a movie, and I go, okay, maybe I'll watch this game. So I stick on the Zebre game like you just put on now. And I go, all right, what do I like here? Maybe I like a bit of Zebre. And this is what I was going to say to people is, you hearing what we say on Thursday night. But I do have other bets. And I would say a game like this looks Zebre to me. Might put a quarter unit, maybe a half a unit on Zebre to win the game. When they're +7 or less, I take the home team to win the game. And you don't see it, unfortunately. You don't hear from Brent or myself or anybody else on the show what we're thinking at Saturday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I do bet on these games. I don't go ballistic. I don't put massive money on. What I like on Thursday night is what I'm going for. I'm definitely backing the lines. No doubt about that. This game, that looks a little bit big for an Italian team at home. I don't care what their previous situation is. It looks a little bit big to me. So although I haven't backed them yet, I'm likely to back them on Saturday.
And I see Fareed's in agreement, and he likes the strategy sometimes of going big. So he's saying he's taking them to win by 2 scores for close to 10 times the money, which I know is a strategy you wouldn't mind when you do like the underdog, fire them to really win it big. That way you can keep your stakes fairly small as well. But the next game, Gav, because that game kicks off at exactly the same time as Sharks against Stormers, and I know which of the 2 games you'll be watching.
I'm going to say something straight away, Brent. As soon as you said exact same time, last week they played the Champions Cup game. Not the Champions Cup
last
game.
Week they had 3 URC games at the same time. 3 kickoffs.
They had Bulls and Lions at the same time. What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? Like,
yeah, we talked about it on last week's show.
Whoever made that decision. Yeah. Weeks ago. Whoever made that decision, head should roll. Like, that is ridiculous. We have never had that, Brent. Since Super Rugby in the 90s, we have never had 2 South African teams playing at the same time. Don't start that. It doesn't work. You're going to get customer up. You're going to get unhappy people. Oaks will switch off their premier subscription. And listen, I don't know. Oaks around the world, I think I pay 800 Rand a month, which is, listen, the dollar's completely collapsed. And that's why you should be in gold. But I'm not a financial advisor, but I'll tell you, the subscription has gone from 800 Rand, which used to be about, I don't know, $50 or whatever. It's now down to like 40 something dollars. So it's getting cheaper. Anyway, don't put the same game, 2 Southern games on at the same time, because I'm likely to hit that red button when it says, do you want to resubscribe? I don't know. All right. This game, Brent, wrong favorite. Sorry. Stormers win this game comfortably. This Sharks team has not been sorted out yet.
But Stormers are favorites,
I know. Oh, sorry. Stormers are favorites.
Yes.
So they have the right favorite. Okay.
Yeah.
I apologize.
They actually opened up Sharks -0.5, if I'm not mistaken. That's the early cap.
So
then
they did have the wrong favorite.
Yeah,
you should have phoned me then. But yes, I'm sorry. Sharks have not sorted out their problems. I am seriously willing to put a decent bet here. Like, I'm going to put it in perspective. Lions, I'm like 3 units. Here, I'm 4 to 5 units Stormers. The wrong favorite. Again, sorry, they have the right favorite now. I did see this other day. I'm sorry. Sharks will not keep up with the Stormers team. They don't have to impress at home because they're not at home anymore. The Sharks need to win a game comfortably, and then they need to win another game comfortably, and then they need to win another game comfortably before I start backing it. And I've been opposed to the Sharks for a while, and I'll tell you the next local derby, Sharks go to Joburg. And right now, Lions -12. And you know what's going to happen, Brent? They're going to go Sharks -3 or Lions -2. They're going to be 10 points out, 12 points out. Sorry, Lions will smash the Sharks team in Joburg, and the Stormers will come to Durban and destroy the Sharks team. And it took me a long time to get to this point. I used to no-bet this game for many years. I couldn't figure out what to do. My wife's a Shark. I lived in Cape Town for many years. I didn't know what to do. But from a punting perspective only, irrespective of heritage and family and all that other crap, I'm sorry, the Stormers team is too good. They got a bit of a shock last week. They will come back firing. They are too good. They're in the right place. They will destroy the Sharks team. Sharks team, something's wrong in the dressing room. I haven't seen enough evidence that something else is going to happen. Peterson. Yeah, you could put him as a cricket coach, actually. I like the guy. I don't know him, but I like him. But he's not a rugby coach yet. And you have to lose. Sorry, you have to fail to advance. Stormers win this game, and they win it comfortably. I'm going double-digit Stormers, double-digit Lions. Race over, collect the money, stand in the queue, and collect your money on Monday morning or Sunday morning, wherever you bet. These two are easy.
I'm going the other way. Yeah, I think Sharks on the board for me. Last week, I must tell you a bit of a heartbreak story because I couldn't watch the rugby. I didn't get too involved, but I saw what I thought looked like a great price, which was Stormers full halftime, Sharks full time at 22-1. So that was my bet on the game. And can you believe it? The Sharks led at halftime and full time because I really thought the Sharks would come into with their bench in the second half. But here for me, I don't know. I think the Stormers haven't impressed me for quite a while now. I'm not saying they can't come back late in the season, but to me, they're going through some wobbly patches. I think the Sharks are the value on the board for me at just shy of 13-10. That's what I'll be taking. So, Gavin, I'll be in opposite camps on this one. Fareed is saying Peterson Murd, an unbeaten Stormers team in their own backyard. How's that not brilliant? Yeah, I must say, Sharks, to me, they have turned a bit of a corner. I was actually too nervous to put them up in the newsletter last week, and unfortunately, I went to Edinburgh. That's just because I've lost so many times on Sharks. People think I'm actually crazy when I back them. But I think they've turned a corner. Yeah, Gav.
Fareed's 100% right. That Sharks team came to Cape Town and destroyed them. Fantastic win. I was on the Stormers. In fact, I doubled down. I took another bet during the game in running and backed the Stormers again. And I lost my money. That's fine. I got it wrong. But what it taught me is that when it comes to these derbies, you need to be a few points behind. Fareed's right. They were dominated. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. The only way I think of it as a punter is that Sorry, I'm thinking. I'm still thinking. They almost came into that game with arrogance, like they were going to win. And it might sound funny, but I've seen it with many sports players and teams in the past. When the arrogance goes above the ability line, I'm moving my hands here. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is, once you think you always, I'll give you a great example. I've just been on holiday now. It's my 55th birthday last week. Had my mate Sandra used to go to Jeppy Girls in the early, I think matric was 91. She came over here with her family, and I played the husband. And I'm quite competitive when I play her husband because she's been my friend for a long time. I beat me 6-love. But if you'd had a bet with me before the game, you would have said, I'm a runner, and I've beaten them many times before. It was just a bit fitter than me. But I walked in there with arrogance. Simple as that, arrogance. And I think the Stormers walked into that Sharks game, and the Bulls game for that matter, with a bit of arrogance. The level of arrogance, it's opinion-based. I don't know. I think they fixed the arrogance problem because it's a good team and they were unbeaten up until last week. I think they come in and they smash the Sharks team. This is Stormers or no bet. Like I can't be touching the Sharks team yet. There's no evidence there's no evidence that they fixed their problems yet.
Yeah, I'd probably argue that last week's win is a little bit of evidence. But I hear you on the Stormers. I'm on the Sharks on this one. Fareed is it looks like he's very much in the Sharks camp. But anyway, should be a good game. It should be I would imagine a fairly tight game as well. And looking forward to seeing how it pans out. How's the cricket going there, Gav? We must be almost there. Hey, we must be almost home now.
2-13 for 3
with about 4 overs left.
We need 9 of 22. It's over.
Okay. Right, this one, I'm not expecting too much from you on this one, Gav. Leinster minus 16.5 against Edinburgh.
You're expecting too much. 0. Minus. Honestly, Brent, I've realized, listen, this is also a message to punters as well. I've got involved in these non-South African games where we don't know, I say we, collective, whatever. We don't know what's going on over there. We're not there. We don't know when a player's injured and we hear about it in the media later, but we don't know. We're behind the curve. In South Africa, we hear about something. It's in our feed. It's in our face. We hear it far quicker than the overseas people do. And if you're going to be putting money on stuff like this, you have to be in the know. And honestly, I'm not in the know with this
Fair
rugby.
enough.
I'm just not.
I'm in the same position. This is very much a week. Not that I've been betting big, but this is a week for me, almost taking it off and getting ready for Six Nations, which of course is one of my favorite events. Ospreys minus 5.5 against the Dragons. Similar comment here. No real interest for me. And we may as well jump to the last game. Ulster, who I must admit I've been very impressed with this season. They tend not to lose that many players to the Irish camp, although I haven't had a look. They're minus 12 against Cardiff. But Gavin, I've sort of skimmed through the balance of those games because I knew neither of us had firm opinions. But let's just talk a little bit of Six Nations. I'm going to call out the Six Nations handicaps. And at this stage, all I want is your gut feel on the camp. So obviously, it'll be discussed. Well, let me ask you this. France, because I'm sure you haven't seen the handicaps yet.
No.
You tell me how you would handicap France at home to Ireland.
4.
Minus 4.5.
Minus 4 France. Minus 4 France, yeah.
It's minus 12.5. That's quite a big cap.
Against Ireland?
Yeah, at home. France at home, minus 12.5.
See, straight away I'm on plus 12.5 Ireland. That's great. I would go right down to 6.5. I'd be backing Ireland. That's too high. Okay. That seems way too, not wrong favorite, but way too high there. Why? Do you know why it's that high? That seems...
Look, I think it's just that Ireland haven't, they've been battling a bit in the last year or so compared to their previous standards. and France obviously very strong. I didn't expect it to be that high, no, in answer to your question.
I did read something earlier today, actually, that they're leaving out a couple of those main French players.
Like Bundy, I know that...
no, the French. The French are leaving out the fullback or the Pinot or one of the, I don't know their names, but I saw there were a couple of missing. But seriously, at a double-digit plus, I'm definitely on Ireland. Definitely.
Who took Cleaver saying Ireland going to disappoint the Six Nations? For Reed says cap.
Don't care if they disappoint.
And
plus double digits, good enough for me.
Johanna's saying this is now going back to the previous games. He's on the Cardiff plus, and Fareed likes the Dragons to win. Right, let me give you the next game. Italy at home to Scotland. How are you capping this?
Italy -2. Scotland didn't impress me last year, and this year for that matter.
I've got a feeling you're having a bet in this game. Yeah,
Italy win this game, and I say they win it by somewhere between 5 and 10. I like Italy to win this game.
Italy, I'll give you the handicap. Italy plus 9.5.
Board. Italy board. That's all I'll do. I'll take my 3-1 or 5-2,
3-1,
somewhere around there.
3-1.
Yeah, happy. Italy on the board. Where are they playing? Are they playing in Rome or some dodgy northern?
No, they'll play in Rome, I'm pretty sure.
In Italian town.
I'm just having a look at some of the comments. Mad Dog, Mad Dog saying I have 50 front row injuries. Yes,
Victor, they don't have 50 players to have that many injuries. You're reading the wrong newspaper.
Ireland in Paris with that cap. Give me Ireland plus even with the injury. So Victor's with you there.
I'm Victor. I'm with Victor. Victor.
Like Scotland. And yeah, Mad Dog.
Listen, you want to take minus Scotland in Italy? You're a brave man. It'll be a small bet for me, but I'm definitely on the high ties.
Okay, now let me take you to the last game then, Gav. England. What is the? I was about to give it to you. What is the handicap? England v Wales. England at home.
32.
You won't believe this. England -2.5.
Get on England.
I'm only joking. I'm joking. They're not -2.5. You're actually very close with this handicap. England -29.5. So you're close on this one.
2.5, Brent. I promise you, I'm selling my gold to get on England minus. That is crazy.
No, don't worry. I was just teasing, but -29.5, very close to where you capped.
All right. So, what did you think I was going to say?
What handicap did I think you were going to say?
Yeah.
No, look, I thought you would be high on that cap, but I just wanted to throw in something ridiculously low to see if you could get excited. And
did you enjoy my answer?
Yes,
sell your gold, get on England.
Sell your gold and get on the English -29.5. Gee, this Welsh team just offer you nothing. I mean,
but Brent, honestly, when did we see a handicap like this? I mean, the Welsh team is only beaten Japan in 22 games. That's it, and they won by 3, and they were at home. This Welsh team again, going back to the Sharks and the Bulls. We need evidence here. There's no turn in the camp. They're in huge trouble. They're lucky. It's still, more than a year to go to the World Cup. But they're in massive trouble. This is crazy. They were lucky to win that game against Japan. And here we are deciding whether they should be beaten by 29 or not. England win this game. I'm a minus punter all day long on this one.
Victor reckons Wales plus for him. And you were asking when last did we see a handicap like this? I think probably back in the days when Italy were really weak. Hey, Gavin, remember when Italy were up
no. England, Wales, I'm talking about.
Oh,
England, Wales.
Yeah, England, Wales. I don't know that I don't know if there's
neither have I. This is what do they call it in finance terms? This is price discovery. This could go anywhere. We have no idea where it will go.
Fareed saying he's not convinced England are the real deal, but Wales are just in disarray. Cap is high, but can probably come home in the first half. Yeah, fair point there as well. I
agree with Fareed. I agree with Fareed, but I will say this: we have no idea how bad this could be. This could be 60, but it could also be 10. Farid's right. We have no idea. And I think he's right to say, have a go in the first half, because the second half could be proper runaway. We have no idea. We really don't. This is one of those ones where you go, I'm sticking on 3-4 units on the Lions and the Stormers. I'm going like a quarter unit on this game, because that's what it should be. It should be a fun bet on this game, because honestly, England can win by 60 or they can win by 10. I can't see Wales winning the game. Of course they can, but I don't see it. It's wild. I mean, it really is. I'm a minus punter here, or it's no bet. And it's small stakes.
So here's a bet which may or may not ever cash, but Victor's saying if you ever come to Spain and the Wales cap cashes, beers on you. If England arrive on the handicap, he'll buy the beers in Spain. Is that a deal?
It is, but the only time I'm going to Spain is Tenerife, which is where a friend of mine lives. So he needs to plug in for the cost flying from wherever he is in Spain to Tenerife, and I'll definitely honor that.
Excellent, Victor. Nice one, man.
It's likely to happen in the next 2 years, because my best friend from school, Jonathan Hayward, I think his father was English, his mother was South African. Anyway, he lives in Tenerife, and he's the only Spanish person I know. Well, he's English, but he speaks Spanish. His wife's Spanish. I'm likely to go there the next couple of years. So, yes, I will honor that bet either way, but I'm probably not going to Spain. I'm going to Tenerife, which is apparently Spain.
Okay, well, and while you were talking, that gave me time to bring up some. I'm bringing up some outright markets, because the Admiral, he said
is he still in America?
No, he's back. He's back. He came on the show last week. He's back. I just wanted to see. I know he had France to score the most points last week. It was trading at 17-20. I just want to see it's. I'm just scrolling down Bet Exchange total tournament points. France. I don't know what price they are now. So anyway, I'll give you his bets. I'm probably not going to be able to find all these prices at short notice, but the bets that Admiral likes, he still likes France to be top point scoring nation, Italy to finish 5th, and England over 18.5 tournament tries. Let's have a look if I can find anything of that. Total tournament tries are sitting there at 94.5. And let's have a look here. Oh, that is millions of long-term markets. We'll obviously touch on them on next week's show, but I think that brings us to the end of the rugby. Now, Gav, one thing that confused me a bit in the show, you said the Lions were your best bet, and you'll go 3 units, but then you said you were going to go 4 units on the Stormers. So which is your best bet?
So I was just testing to see if your algorithm had picked me up correctly. Definitely the Lions. So we'll switch that around. That'll be 4.5 Lions and 2.5 Stormers. But honestly, I like them both, Brent. I mean, jokes aside, that Stormers team has performed poorly on betting terms, right? Let's say you back, and not let's say, I backed Stormers. Minus against Bulls. Brent, I took minus 27. Like, I didn't just lose. I got capitulated, as they say in there's Oxford and Cambridge Lani words, capitulated. Like, what does that mean? I was destroyed. I'm sitting in a bar in Franschhoek on Saturday night last week. Was it? Yeah, Saturday night. And I'm going like, I'm all over the Stormers here against the Sharks. And then my friend says to me, you know what the score is? I said, no. He goes, it's 17-0, 17-5. So, don't worry, Stormers will come back. They didn't come back. So I've got the Stormers wrong twice. So I'm a little hesitant, and you are right. I was wrong. Lions, 5 units, all the way. Wrong favourite. Get in. Stormers, 3 units. And I will make sure I punt that way. I haven't had the bets yet, because I am Thursday, Friday, Saturday punter. I'm not a Monday, Tuesday like Henrik was or is. So, yes, I like the Lions more than Stormers. So I do apologize if I made that error a little earlier. Well, but now that I won on this cricket game, and sorry, I just want to say one other thing. I cleaned up on this cricket game. South Africa went almost 2-1 in this game. I didn't back them at 4-10, 5-10, 6-10. I waited until they had a price, backed them again, backed them at the break. I've cleaned up on this game, so I'm very happy. Cleaned up means I can buy a few beers tomorrow, so don't worry. I'm not betting like I used to in 2016 and 2017, but I'm very happy.
Right, well, I'm going to give you, before I ask you for your final comment of the weekend, let's first of all look at your Hans weekly treble. Zebra plus 6.5. He's on board with you there. Lions plus 5. And in fact, both of those games he's in agreement with you. But he is in disagreement with you on the Stormers Sharks game, or the Sharks Stormers game. He's thrown in Sharks there at 6-1. But I want to give you some horse racing bets. There's a video on the Good for the Game. I did it earlier with Hilton Hassan, who you know very well, Gav. Now,
yeah,
Hilton is one of those guys. I don't follow horse racing very closely. I used to, but I don't follow it. I'll look at the net in the July. But after I talk to Hilton, and he starts talking about horses that are 20-1, but he makes such a nice case for them that I finished talking to him, and I'm definitely getting involved in some. So I'm going to give you some outsiders. Watch the video if you want Hilton's logic. He also covers the whole Met. He does fancy the favourite this year again. But if the favourite in the Met is a little bit short for you at 5-2.
Sorry, Brent. Are we going to a touch of grace here? Is that where we're going?
Similar. Yeah, I'll never forget that. Won the last race and at a massive price, if I recall. But he likes Steadfast. He likes a horse called Steadfast in the 4th race, horse number 16. It's 20-1. He likes a race called Mo Capitano, a horse called Capitano, also number 16. That's in the 5th race at 35-1. And he likes another. Then he likes a couple of favorites. But we joked around during the video. I put his 4 selections. I put them all into as an accumulator. And well, let's just say if they all win.
So you're looking to get your account closed.
Yeah, that's a 13,200. Well, I wouldn't even be able to probably get R1 on the bet. I'd be over the limits already. But anyway, that's horse racing for you. Fareed is off to go watch a bit of Pro D2 rugby. So good luck, or Jimmy rather say break a leg there, Fareed on that one. But Gavin, anything else on the weekend? You're obviously going to have the 3rd T20 to talk about. There won't be any betting on that, but obviously South Africa will start probably 1 to 3 favourites, and I guess you'll have the same strategy. Running opportunity.
So this is a good example, a good question that you just posed now, Brent. South Africa started the last game at 4-10. So I waited. They got to 8-10. I backed South Africa. Now I've got a line of 7-10 in sport. I have, and I'm not going to lie, and guys watching who might be working at bookmakers will see my account. They've seen me take bets below 7-10, but honestly, it's a 0.1 decimal of my bets. I don't touch stuff under 7-10. I mean, I have, but I just don't. So when I approach a game that a team is 4-10, I've got 2 questions. Either am I having a bet, or am I waiting until their price is the price I'm happy to accept? So, yeah, West Indies going to bat last time. They go up to, South Africa went up to 11-10. So 1.1 on Hollywood scale and everyone else's. And then the guys with the decimal, 2.1. I didn't get that price. I got 195, so 0.95. It's just over 9-10. Happy, had a small bet, win the bet. Yesterday, my mate says to me, what are you going to do today? They're 3-10. I said, I'm going to wait. And then he sends me a message when the West Indies are like 40 or whatever they were. I don't know. They were 8.5-10 South Africa. So just under 9-10. I took a bet. And he says, what are you going to do? I said, well, I'll wait till they get to 12-10. I'll have another bet. And I did. And then you get to the break. And South Africa are 16, 17-10. Had another bet. Now, the way I look at this is simple. Mathematically, and I'm an analyst by, I wouldn't say by trade, but by birth. I think numbers. That's how I understand the world. So I look at this and I say, well, if this is a fair result, fair price. South Africa 5-10 in a game. The other team is 2-1. That's 100%. So it'll be 5-10, 15, or it'll be 4-10, 18-10, whatever it is in the betting. But I look at this and I say to myself, okay, so if 5-10 is the right price, like the fair price, I'm just going to wait for 6-10 or 7 to 10. And when that number comes on, I'll have a bet. And it's the same in the stock market. Now that seems like a reverse order because you can buy a share at 100 Rand, but you can say, well, if it gets to 105, I want to buy it. So you're going, well, it's 100, I don't want it, but at 105, I'll buy it. So it's the opposite way around. It's a long story, but that's how I think. So I look at a team at 5 to 10 or anything under 7 to 10 and say, well, do I like it? Yes, I do. Okay, I'll wait. And if that price never comes, Brent, they start at 5 to 10 and they win the game, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay. I didn't win. I didn't have a bet. No problem.
Yes,
but in 2 games in a row now, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I've spent 25 years trying to understand cricket betting, and Brent, I've lost for 20 of those years, 22 of those years. I've just lost on cricket. I used to write myself off on cricket, like 50 Rand a bet. Don't even touch them. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I've got onto something here to say that if this team's actual real price is 5 to 10 and they go 7 to 10, I'm getting a 40% increase in price. I'll take it because I'll get it wrong. Sure, of course they will lose games, but the rest of them I'm going to win and I'll make money. So this last game I backed South Africa at 8.5 to 10, and today I backed them at 15 to 10, which is ridiculous because they started at 3 to 10. Now, there's guys that have backed South Africa at 3 to 10 today in multiples or straight bets, and they're going, oh, we won. But I got 5 times what you got because I waited. Simple as that. So, yes, cricket, these T20 games we're going, you've got to remember this. We've just come out of an SA20, which I did okay with. I did get the final wrong, and I got the semi-final wrong, but I made money. Coming to this game here, this series with West Indies, got the first game, got the second game. I'm likely to back West Indies in the last game at a price. Let's not play here. If it's not 3 to 1 or bigger, 3 to 1 or bigger, I won't have a bet. West Indies go 3 to 1, I'll have a small punt. If I lose, I lose. I don't care. Not touching South Africa in this game. They can win without my money. We're going into the World Cup. There's going to be lots of opportunities, especially with the smaller teams. And then we're going to IPL. I've told my wife already. I'm sitting outside here in the evening. Sun sets late in Cape Town. I'm having a beer, watching the cricket. I said to her, you might as well find another vocation because it's going to be cricket outside for like 6 months. Like, it really is. I think the IPL ends in end of May. She's in huge trouble. And then the rugby starts again.
She's lucky to have you, man. She's lucky to have you.
Yes, and I could ramble on all day, Brent. So you better cut me off. Thanks very much, guys. Great.
Let's leave it at that for now. But yeah, no, Debbie, definitely lucky to have you. And I'm sure she'd have a comment there. But anyway, Gav, thanks very much, man. Enjoy the weekend. We'll obviously be in touch on WhatsApp and all the rest. Thanks to the boys who joined us in the live chat. Victor, yes, you and Gavin have got a bet that might end in Spain in a couple of years' time. We'll have to remember the game. Gavin shouting home England and you shouting home Wales. Thanks a lot, guys. Of course, next week will be a big show because we're talking Six Nations. And there's something about that tournament that really gets the punting juices flowing. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week.